Hey kids, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be looking at the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe cartoon collection figures by Mattel. These are an offshoot of the Masters of the Universe Origins line. They're taking a step in a different direction with these guys, adding a few different tweaks to sort of align them with the 1980s cartoon. So I'm going to take a look at three figures. You see Beastman and He-Man here, but going to take a look at Skeletor as well. So let's dive right in. So we're starting off with the most powerful man in the universe, He-Man. Comes on a blister card with an image of Castle Grayskull in the back. Now this is supposed to evoke the Cell animation from when Prince Adam usually changed into He-Man. It diverges a bit from the vintage packaging, which had more of a exploding red rocks in the background sort of feel. Yeah, there's a lot more blue in this package, a little bit more going on than just the standard. The icing on the cake, though, is that cartoon collection logo, which brings to mind the old Filmation logo from back in the day. Flipping it around to the back, you can see the cross-sell with the four figures in this line so far. You got Man-at-Arms, Beastman, He-Man, and Skeletor. This also includes an episode-specific accessory, the Sword of the Ancients. Over here, you can see that it moves in more than just 5 points on his body. Up top here, you have the episode artwork from Masks of Power. Not specifically an image from the episode, although that might have saved them a little bit of money. No, this is entirely original art. Looks really good, but then again, their backing card artwork has always been spot on. So all around, the packaging looks great. It has just enough new stuff to please the eye, and it would go perfect on the shelf next to any of your vintage or your regular Origins line. That being said, he's not the only guy we're looking at today, so let's move on to Beastman, the Savage Henchman. Yeah, more of the same here with the cartoon collection packaging. Not too much different, but again, this would look really good on the shelf. On the back, a little bit more of the same, but as you can see, Beastman comes with a hover ray, and yeah, he can move in more than 5 points of articulation as well. And then up top, of course, you have the character-specific artwork. This one's depicting a scene from the Dragon Invasion episode. And then the Skeletor I got did not come in package, but it did include the card art, which depicts another scene from the Masks of Power episode. Okay, so starting off with Skeletor out of package, and he stands at just about 6 inches, so ½ inch more than the standard Origins figures. He comes packaged with everything you see here. Wait a minute. Now everything you see here. So because Origins figures are pretty consistent and these are all basic figures, I'm going to use Skeletor as the baseline for all the articulation points. First of all, his head's on a dumbbell. It can move up and down, tilt side to side, and of course go all the way around. His arm joints can make a full T. They also have good amount of twist all the way around. His elbow tilts at about 90 degrees and has a swivel. His wrist joints go from side to side and can of course twist all the way around. Moving down to his waist, he's got full twisting motion. Legs can do that much of a split. 90-degree tilt on his knee, and that swivels as well. He's also got boot cut, and then moving down to his ankle, they're on a rocker. They can move up, down, pivot, and swivel all the way around. So pretty standard articulation points on an origin figure. Moving on to the head sculpt, it looks really good. It's a dramatic departure from the original Origins figures, but in the best ways. It really encapsulates the 1980s cartoon well. And also, you just look into those, blank spaces for eyes, and it just peers into your soul. Just kidding. So Skeletor comes with his own version of the Power Sword. It's not his half, it's a full sword, meant to look a lot more like the cartoon version. Of course, Skeletor's is purple. And then his signature weapon, the Havoc Staff. Different sculpt. This one is two pieces snapped together as opposed to the original Origins one. This one's from the Skeletor figure, and it's a single molded piece. Next up, Skeletor has two pieces from a specific episode. These are the Masks of Power from the episode of the same name. They're both uniquely sculpted in goldish yellow plastic and designed specifically to attach to the dumbbell joint on the figures. Next up, we have Wizard's Vizard. I think that's the way it's pronounced. Anyway, wouldn't be a Masters toy line without mini comics. And this one is just a way to showcase the different characters and accessories in this first wave of figures. And just for comparison, here he is next to a Skeletor from the Origins line. This is a mix of the snake armor and Skeletor pieces. But yeah, just so you can get a rough idea of scale. And of course, because this is an Origin figure, you are free to take off all his different parts. You can take off the arms, you can take him off at the waist, his head pops off, and yeah, even his boots pop off. Really good for mixing and matching different armor pieces, or you could even mix and match from the Origins line. Or if you really want to have fun, you can reenact your favorite Criminal Minds episode. Next up, fresh from getting his full body wax, we have the Beastman figure. He comes with everything you see pictured. He stands at roughly 6 inches in height, same as Skeletor. Looking at him side by side with his Origins counterpart, you can really tell the difference. Looks like it's a full 100% change here. The armor pieces are totally new. The blues are the same, but the orange is a lot more vibrant, and everything is just sort of a cleaner line. You can see the boots are a change from those sock things. The face sculpt is just so much more clean. I really dig this one as far as an improvement on the original. Wish they had used some of that ingenuity for the weapon. He comes with the standard Origins whip. It looks like a traffic cone with a string attached. It really doesn't look like a whip. Fits in his hand awkward, and I really don't know what they use it for beside nostalgia. Anyway, it's probably the only disappointing factor of this specific figure. Fortunately, it's not the only accessory. His episode-specific piece is the hover ray. It's just solid plastic, no paint detail, but some nice sculpt, and it fits in his hands really nicely. He, of course, comes with a mini comic, Mask of the Magi. It's another showcase for this specific accessories. Ironically enough, Skeletor did not come with this, even though the story in this one centers on the masks. But, yep, it is what it is. You can see the Sword of the Ancients makes an appearance. He-Man comes with the same comic. And speaking of, let me start with his head, which it's a really nice representation of the cartoon, but really just a great neutral facial expression all around. His hair's a bit flat, but it does represent the cartoon nicely. Moving around to the back, you can see he has a scabbard. This is removable, and it fits the power sword really nicely, like so. Yeah, just a really solid look. If I had one complaint, I would have to say that it's that the hands are reuse. They're typical Origins hands, and they work fine on the sculpt. However, it would have been really nice to get an up and down hinge on the right hand at least, so that He-Man could hold his sword aloft, much like the cartoon. But really, that's the only complaint. And they pretty much have new sculpt on everything, so it's just a really nice figure all around. So they had to save their money somewhere. He-Man comes with the aforementioned power sword. It looks different than the one from the Origins line. A little bit longer, definitely a lot shinier, and a little bit more smoothed out. Definitely represents the cartoon nicely. It goes into a scabbard, like I showed you before, but because the cartoon never really was consistent with whether or not he was wearing the scabbard, this does come off. And you're left with a He-Man who, is sans scabbard and can just, lift and stretch and do all the weird poses that were, And he also comes with the Sword of Ancients. Really nice sculpt, nice patina on there as well. Looks like a snake head on the handle. Could be, it's a little generic looking, but it's a nice escape from the usual power sword. And He-Man comes with a Mask of the Magi mini comic as well. This one, funny enough, is a little different than the Beastman one, which has the older logo, which just says Masters of the Universe. I'm not sure which one was printed first, but if you are a collector, that is something to look out for. No cartoon collection written on this one as well. Same story, but collectors, just be aware. And for all you customizers, this head sculpt really is versatile. Since the pieces for the hair can come off on the Mattel figures, you can really do some interesting combinations on these guys. It really does work as just a generic headpiece. Also, please excuse, the blue eyes are not standard on a figure. I was customizing this because I'm going to be making a Conan out of this guy. So you can really tell that these figures are cut from the same cloth, but something entirely different. So if you are happy with the Origins line the way it is, those figures are going to only be available at Mattel Creations. But these guys can be picked up in the store, and they are a great jumping on point if you've never collected another Origins figure before. All of the changes seem to be more of a shift sideways than an improvement. The chest pieces are totally different. The arms and legs are changed, but they still have that same type of articulation. So they're not something you have to get. And suddenly I'm realizing why I'm an ally. Huh. Okay. So there you have it, my look at the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe cartoon collection. If you enjoyed this content, please let me know by hitting the thumbs up button. Comment on it, let me know if there's anything you'd like to see or you'd like me to do on camera for your attention. Please send this out to anyone who may be interested, and yeah, subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Have a great day, and I will see you later.